Welcome into our CBS WNBA studio. Sarah Kustok alongside Renee Montgomery Debbie Antonelli. We are approaching the All-Star Game, All-Star Weekend. Debbie, a place you're really familiar with, taking place this Saturday, July 19th at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. But when the rosters were released, both the starters, the reserves, there's always seemingly some snubs, right? You wonder, who do you take out? Who do you put in? Renee, first for you, who do you feel like may be a player that was left off this line?
I think Bree Jones. I just think when you look at her stats, she's averaging 13 points per game, 7 rebounds this season. But it's not even just that, it's impact. Sometimes stats don't tell the tale of what a player is doing. Atlanta's having a great season. They were top 4 team most of the first half of the season, and she was a vital part of that. I know always when you do but put her in, who do you take out? So I always know that's a hard question. I'm not going to ever take anybody out that earned their spot, but I just think that she's one of those players that if you're talking could have been an all-star, definitely Bree Jones.
I'm going to go with Brittany Sykes at Washington. I know the 2 rookies, Aria Finn and Citron, both made the All-Star team, and I'm not saying they shouldn't have, but I think Brittany Sykes is having her best year. She leads that team, and like you said, to the stat part of it, sometimes the things that you do don't show up on the stat sheet. And when you're talking about leading a young team that with a new coach and with a new system, and the things that Brittany can do to impact the game on the defensive side of the floor, when you go to clutch basketball, okay, the Washington Mystics have played 20 games, 15 of which have been 1, 2, or 3 possession games. Brittany Sykes has the second most points in the W in clutch time. So when the game is on the line and it's winning time, she's been the one that they have gone to, and she has made a huge difference in possessions late in the game. And you have to be really good in situations in this league because everything comes down to the last couple of minutes situations. And I think Brittany Sykes deserves an opportunity to play.
I couldn't agree more. I think such a huge amount of value. It's tough, though. Sometimes you look at an all-star team, and you mentioned Kiki and Sonia, and taking 3 players off of a around 500 team there in Washington. So it's tough sometimes pulling that many players. When you look at it in the big picture, obviously Brittany seemingly so deserving, and couldn't agree more with Bree Jones and what she's been able to do. And I also think, too, the first year on a team and just kind of getting acclimated and integrated, and how much they have gone through her, played through her. Renee, you're a player familiar with the All-Star Game. It's been interesting to watch just kind of some of the developments, the prize money that has come along with it, and what that means, and just what is the fanfare around it, and also for these players, what it means to spend that weekend there, and what that looks like, both for the fatigue, too, factor that comes from that point of the season, taking a break, some of the best players in the league, kind of where you're at with it, and then the follow-up as you get set to come back and play the second stretch of the season.
Yeah, no, I've never been more tired than All-Star Weekend. I mean, I was outside. I'm not going to lie. I was outside.
You got to go to bed
as you should have.
Listen, this is tough because you know you have the game to play, but you also know there's the WNBA Cares event. I had 21 family members come that year. You have the practices, you have the media. There is a lot going on. And even now, as I look at how the All-Star Game is just growing and evolving, there's so many more activations around it. There's usually the parties at night, but now you have the activations that are every night and the activations that are during the day, the brands, the companies that want to be a part of this now. So I think it's a beautiful thing. The growth is beautiful, but when you're a player, trying to fit that all in one weekend is probably why the NBA, they've been advocating for almost a week-long All-Star, so that after All-Star weekend, the people that were playing in All-Star get a break as well, because then you really come back after All-Star with an All-Star hangover, and I'm not even talking alcohol. I'm just talking the hangover of everything that happened that weekend. And then, oh, by the way, now time to jump back in it and start your second half fresh. You have a group of 24 players that are not fresh, usually your top players, and then everyone else that comes in invigorated. So I think that just the whole fanfare of it all, it's great. Just All-Stars come back just a little bit tired.
Well, I can tell you this. I've been in the city of Indianapolis all summer, and they have been gearing up for a long time. They are ready. They're excited. That fan base in Indiana is excited about hosting the All-Star. And when you walk around town, you see this giant, massive structure hotel with Caitlin Clark on it. And then you see a giant structure with Asia Wilson on it. Then you see Sabrina Ionescu on it. And it's just exciting. Like, all over the city. They have been preparing for a long time. There's a lot of activity. There's a lot of festivity.
Is the court up yet at the airport?
The court is up at the airport, and I will tell you there's a lid on the baskets, Renee, because I already checked it out. So there's no ball handling or shooting. You have to work on your rebounding if you're going to get some shots up there.
Okay.
But I'm just excited for the city of Indianapolis. You know, I call it Clarkonomics. It's a reference to how much the game has grown, especially around the Indiana fan base. It's going to be very exciting for the players to go there, and I know the city of Indianapolis is more than ready to host this great
Speaking of
event.
economics, a couple players will leave with fatter pockets, with a little bit of money, the prize money that goes along with it, especially for that three-point shooting competition.
I'm live All-Star Weekend.
Well, we get you live and get us live now. So we saw the draft. It was,
Get me in on that 24 hours.
Me too.
Keep up, Sarah. Keep
You're
up.
always live. We saw the draft. We saw Nafisa Collier. We saw Caitlin Clark picking their teams, getting their rosters going. You talked a lot about how you saw some of the unrivaled taking place of picking teammates like that. There was a coach swap to bring Cheryl Reeve to one and Sandy Brandella. But who are you most excited to watch either team up or go against one another that maybe we often don't see through the course of the W season?
I don't know. I always like when people experience it for the first time. So I'm looking forward to the first-time All-Stars that are not even young players, but there's the rookies that are going to be the first-time All-Stars. There's 3 of them, Paige, Kiki, and Sonia. And then also the first-time vets. You got the Kayla Thornton, who we've talked a lot about, Gabby Williams. These are players that you know their names. They've been around a long time, but they've earned their spot now. And that's a rite of passage now that you are an All-Star. That badge is on you forever. So I always love seeing the first-time All-Stars get their little taste of what it's like and the first game, because we all know in All-Star games, you want to do well, but you don't want to look thirsty and aggressive. So you want to have to find that balance. I always knew players like Swin Cash, she's going for that MVP, period. Like, she's going for it, and I hope she gets it. So I'm like trying to feed her. I want to pass it to her. But then you always you want to shoot your shots, but you don't want to be too aggressive because everybody's playing it cool at first. So I always love to see, when does everybody start being competitive? Is that the fourth quarter? Is it who out the jump do you can tell? That's kind of what I look at.
I look at offense. You know, I see everything through an offensive lens. We don't play a lot of defense in the All-Star game, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I want to know who's going to shoot the deepest three. I'm looking for that. I want to know if we're going to see a dunk. We've got several players that can throw it down. I want to see what kind of pace they get up and down the floor with. And then when it gets to the fourth quarter, when the money's on the line, that's when they start playing.
Where the money resides, where the money resides.
Well, speaking of where the money resides, we're going to hit the Wayback Machine and take us back to 2018, Renee Montgomery, All-Star, three-point shooting contest. We've already discussed All-Star snubs, and in that year, one of your teammates, Tiffany Hayes, you felt like was snubbed, so you wore her jersey during your three-point shooting competition. Give us a little insight. Take us back.
I mean, I thought it was a clear choice that she should easily be an All-Star, and then to make matters, to add insult to injury, how does Tiffany Hayes not be an All-Star, but then she goes on to be first-team All-WNBA? Which is only 5 people. But All-Star, you get a 24-person roster. She had a monster year. So, yeah, I rocked her jersey during the three-point competition.
Speaking of old school, if I was going to wear a jersey at the All-Star game, I am wearing Kelsey Mitchell, Ohio State.
Okay.
I'm going with Kelsey. I think Kelsey is the fastest player in the league with the ball in her hands, and I think she's going to play like that. And I can't wait to see what she does.
So she's your choice to win the three-point. It hasn't been announced who's in it, but if she's in it, you're taking her?
No, I was more thinking about the game itself, but for the three-point shooting contest, I'm taking Sabrina. Okay. Sabrina's in the All-Star three-point shooting contest. I'm going to take Sabrina. But I wouldn't mind bringing Allie Quigley back, because I bet Allie Quigley could
you're speaking to me, because I was just about to say, if I was wearing a jersey, we just recently saw the Chicago Sky retire Allie Quigley's jersey, and I was her host on her recruiting trip to DePaul. So I always say she was the reason that she came to DePaul, and she's kind of backed me up on that. But she's one of the all-time greats and the legends of the game, and of course we have so much fun watching the All-Star, the weekend, the game, the three-point shooting contest.
Nobody won it more than Allie. She's won it the most.
4 times. That's why I think they should name it. I mean, if we're naming things, this is the Allie Quigley three-point competition.
It's a lot of fun. And for all of us, I don't know if we could still shoot threes, but we're going to be here with you.
Oh, there's no problem getting that ball out.
All season long with your WNBA coverage. Until next time.